I moved with my family 7 years ago now to an estate, an out-of-town estate near Portsmouth. It's well known as an area of high deprivation, and we moved there with the idea of planting a new church. I came from a Hampshire village that was a kind of mostly commuter area, working with the young people there mostly, and moved to this council estate. So although it was kind of 20 minutes, half an hour down the road, it was a different world and culturally. And I guess we went in with a kind of arrogant thought that we could kind of come here and do good for these people, but actually the plan was we spent 2 years as student minister for a local church that was supporting us. And during that 2 years, we didn't, because I was working as student minister for the local church, we didn't start anything on the Warren Park estate, but actually spent 2 years just listening and learning and hearing from the local community, and not starting projects, but getting involved with stuff that other agencies or other local people were already running, and got to know people. And actually we found that we had as much, if not more, to learn from local people than we had to give. After that initial 2 years, so 5 years ago, we started to gather in what has become known as Café Church. We never kind of named it, but it got named just purely because we meet in a cafe on a Friday night, and we don't preach. We teach through conversation and discussion. We've explored different ways of worship. We don't sing, but have found other ways of responding to and reflecting on what we've learned. And it's been brilliant, and many people, I mean, the whole thing is based on relationships and being part of the community. Our children go to the local schools. My wife and I are governors at the local schools. We're involved in Sure Start children's group. We're involved in the parents committee. We're involved in kind of serving the community through projects that are already up and running, rather than sort of putting on our own thing, but and expecting people to come to what we're doing. And it's been very fruitful. And one of the things that we do is Dad's Breakfast. The local children's centre, Sure Start, were looking at working more with dads, and but were struggling because they had female staff. And so as a church we offered to work with them and start the dads group, which has been phenomenally successful in and of itself. But as a church it's been brilliant because we've made lots of relationships with dads and with children who have then sort of expressed an interest in our faith and then moved into church. I think of one dad in particular, single dad, Darren, and he came into the dads group. We got to know him over several months and became friends with Darren, and he came out. We organised a men's night out, and it was mostly people from the church with a group from the dads club as well, and Darren came along and found out that we were Christians and reacted quite strongly against that. But actually, because the depth of relationship and friendship was already there, he kind of stuck around to kind of explore that further. And he then came along to Café Church, and he's since told me that he came to Café Church because he thought he could disrupt it and prove us all wrong, but actually has really grown in his own faith, and has just recently asked to be baptised. And it's stories like that that encourage us just to actually just be involved and build relationships. And what we're managing to do is reach people that have, by their own admission, would never have gone into a more traditional church format. And the exciting thing we're seeing now is that the local people, the indigenous people, are now starting to lead things. We have one couple that have come onto the core team as leaders of the church. We have another couple that are leading children's work and leading Faith and Football, which is a fortnightly event providing football for young people in the community. And these are people that when we first met them, would never have kind of given church or God a thought. Are now in leadership, and we hope one day we'll be able to move away and they will be running the church.